Hello my lovelies, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's the girl M here. Today we're here for another sit down video. I'm really excited about this one because what we're doing today is we're doing kind of a year in review of the top trends that we've seen in fashion, in accessories, in beauty in 2020. I'm gonna kind of weigh in just my personal opinion on whether I enjoy the trend, whether I don't. Please do not take personal offense to it. That's the beauty of fashion and styling and how you do your makeup and how you wear your nails and how you wear your hair, is that it's completely individual and up to you. And so if I don't like a trend that you really enjoy, no, don't take any offense to it. Just how if I like something or like a piece or like a trend or whatever and you don't particularly care for it, I'm not offended by that because it's my taste. And that's going to be different than someone else's, and that's the beauty of it. But I figured this could be a fun little video for us to kind of compile some of the top things we've seen this year, especially with it being such a weird year in the world of the world. So I popped up on my Instagram just, hey, drop in what you saw trend-wise in 2020. So I would love to know in the comments below which trends of 2020 that we're talking about in this video, or if we missed one, have been your favorite and your least favorite. I'm excited to hear. So let's get into some of the top trends that we have seen in 2020. Okay, we definitely cannot skip over this because I feel like this was the year of a couple of things. For one, this was the year of the bike short. The bike short came in guns blazing this year, right? And when I first saw the trend, I was like, I don't like this. Because I was like, I don't think this is something that I would like how it looks on me, kind of a thing. And so I was on the fence. I saw other people looking really cute in them, and I was just like, ugh. This is one of those things that is going to be really cute on other people, but not on me, kind of a thing. And then one of the athletic wear companies that I work with, Balance Athletica, shout out to you guys, they came out with bike shorts. And I was like, oh no, oh no, oh no, I'm going to get these and I'm going to have to review them and people are going to want to know what it's like and I'm going to hate it and it's going to be really bad. And then I loved it. And I loved it so much. And then I loved it so much that now I have like 10 pairs of bike shorts and I'm pretty sure like 9 of them are from Balance. It's who I've become. And obviously it's not as wearable now in the winter months, but a bike short in the summertime with like a big baggy t-shirt over it, or like a cute little crop top, whatever, but like a baggy t-shirt over some bike shorts, I really fell in love with that look. Like it's just more of a very pared down, like don't look at me like paparazzi shot type look that I'm like, that kind of thing. That I just fell in love with it. And I love the bike short way more than just a traditional booty short because, especially with activewear, because I don't want my whole butt out, right? And I have long legs. I'm just a long individual. So bike shorts, they gave me the freedom of wearing a short without having to go shorter than I wanted. So the bike short trend is a huge win for me. The oversized shirt trend is a moderate win for me. Like I like it, but it's obviously not like a polished look. It's more of like that pared down, like very chill girl vibe kind of look. Like, oh, just look at me in my cute little oversized shirt. Like, oh, that kind of a thing. Next, we cannot also not address, we just covered the baggy shirt and the bike shorts. We cannot skip over chunky shoes of any kind. So we have the chunky sneaker and then also I feel like the chunky boot. I feel like we need to talk about both of them. So with the chunky sneaker trend, on the fence, I personally have found my level of chunk that I enjoy in a sneaker. I have not gone the full Fila route. There's something about, especially like the bigger they get, like the more brat stally they get, that I just don't fully enjoy for myself in a sneaker. Like I just don't want that. But my like perfect chunky sneaker are the ones that I wear all the time. I have 3 different colorways, I think, at this point. I think it's 3. But they're the Adidas Oswegos. Absolutely adore them. You see me wearing them all the time. I get most of mine from Goat app, but especially like the harder to find colorways, like the tan ones that I have. But I love the Oswegos because I feel like they're just a really perfect mixture of like a slightly chunky shoe without being overly so. Like I said, I haven't really gotten into the full feel of thing. Now, as far as the chunky boot trend, obviously, like I have my Docs, my Pascal boots, and I love them. They're not full chunky boot. Like I don't think they are at all. They're just a combat boot type style. The ASOS boots that I have are literally like moon boots, and I absolutely adore them. So like the context matters here for me. I love my chunky ASOS boots, my black ones, but there's certain styles that I don't love. And there's even certain shoes within a style that I can do versus not do. So when it comes to the gum bottoms and the like with tread, it's very shoe dependent for me. There's some that I love, there's some that I hate. There's certain ones that I'm just like, I can't get down with for myself. So I'm on the fence about the chunky shoe trend. I'm a yes in a very specific context. And then there's other contexts where I could be like, oh, that looks really cute on her, or like really cute on them, but I just, not for me kind of a thing. So I'm toeing the line on that trend. Ooh, this one, blush in more natural makeup. As you can see, I am very pro this trend. So I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna expand on it. So we have, more blush being worn, which I'm a fan of. I love blush, I love cream blush. I love all of it. I'm actually trying out on my face today with my blush and my highlight, this brand that I found, my blush, my highlight, and my foundation actually, this brand that I found that I am literally looking at the Instagram right now. It's called Kier Wise. I think I'm saying that right based on the pronunciation that they have on their site, but it's called Kier Wise. I'm wearing their foundation, their cream blush, and their cream highlight, and I absolutely adore it. I love just a natural look these days. So a natural face, not too full coverage, a natural eye. I've not done a big smoky eye outside of when I've competed in so long. Let's see. A big natural fluffy brow. Like everybody's been asking like, oh my God, what have you done to your brows? I'm like, I just stopped tweezing them. Like literally that's it. And I've been using soap brow on them. I did get them laminated by this girl named Lauren Klaus, who is amazing when I was in Denver. I'm trying to find somebody in Columbus that can match her work because the one time I did get them laminated here, it literally lasted like 2 days because I have really thick hair that just needs special attention. But just the general natural look, like the no makeup look, like the very easy, literally this, what's on my face right now, took me like 10 minutes. And so I feel like we've just pared down a lot of things about our beauty routines, whether it's pared down makeup, whether it's, heatless hairstyles, whether it's just embracing a more natural look in general. Even me like embracing like short nails that are just unpainted. I actually have been really loving that look. I put on press-ons the other day, which I feel like have been another trend this year that I've definitely participated in. But I put on press-ons the other day and I just ripped them off because I couldn't stand it. Like it felt so not me in that moment. I'm just like, dude, I just want my natural little stubby nails back. That's it. But yes, definitely a lot of people, at least not everyone, but a lot of people are kind of shifting towards more of a natural beauty look. And with that, I feel like people are also focusing more on skincare now because it's like, oh, I'm not really putting on as much makeup, like go to the office or go out for this or go out for that. So it's like, why don't I focus on my skincare a bit more? And I'm so about that. You guys know that I use Tula and I love Tula so much. It's a probiotic based skincare line. People ask me all the time, like, oh my God, what's your skincare routine? I'll link the post that I made on the products that are like my favorites from Tula. But like, this is the best my skin has ever been. So I definitely have shifted. I've been a big skincare fan for the last few years, but especially this last year, I've pared down my skincare routine. I've made it way less complex. Like I've gotten less facials. I use just fewer products and my skin is the best it's ever been. So just paring down our routines in general, I feel like it's been a trend and I'm so about it. And especially embracing natural beauty because I think that's so important right now. So I was actually talking with my friends Taylor and Allie last week about kind of how sad we are for the generation of young people right now because we, like people my age in our 20s, I'm 25, we kind of grew up on the cusp, right? So we got to grow up without social media in a lot of our formative years, and then it was like introduced when we were a little bit older. Like, I know Instagram for me came about when I was in high school, kind of a thing, and it was not what it is now. Versus you have kids in elementary school, middle school, high school now, especially young women that are going on Instagram and they're seeing all of these AI filters that, you know, make your lips bigger and make your nose teeny tiny and make your eyes like that fox eye that everybody's going for and all this stuff. And like, when you're an adult, I think it's a little bit easier to contextualize, like, oh, this is just a filter. This isn't, you know, I don't have to look like this in order to be valued. But even still, adults struggle with it. So if adults are struggling with it, imagine how that imprints upon younger women and just younger people in general, of the idea of who and how they're supposed to be and how they're supposed to present and how they're supposed to look. And it's so interesting that this is like juxtaposed with the rise in like natural beauty, because it's also, I think in a way, can also be teaching them like, oh yeah, this is what you're supposed to look like and you're just supposed to naturally look like that, kind of a thing. So what I would really like to see moving forward is, you know, if we have the AI filters, whatever, but like showing people to embrace natural beauty of different kinds, like different, and that's the kind of beauty that I've always loved to see in people. I've always been attracted to not attracted to in like that way, but like drawn to, in terms of like, I find you very intriguing and like beautiful, are the people that just have a more unique look to them, that don't look cookie cutter, that have unique features, whether it's male or female. Like, I'm just captivated by that kind of beauty versus everyone looking the same. So I hope that there's a way that we can like really instill that in younger people with all of these filters and everything happening, so they don't feel like they have to be somebody that they're not, if that makes sense, and they can just embrace who they are, versus being like 16 or like 13 and being like, I want a nose job, kind of a thing. Like, that blows my mind and it makes me really sad. So mini tangent. Okay, another one. Bum bags. Obviously, I am a huge fan of the bum bag. I got my first bum bag. It was my little Gucci one back in it was either late 2019 or 2018 or early 2019. I don't remember exactly, but it was right around that time frame. And it converted me for life. Like, we may have really seen the rise of the bum bag in 2020, but I've been on the bum bag since 2019. I'm just saying. And it's changed my life. Like, hands-free, I'm all about it. And I personally I used to wear my bum bag like a traditional fanny pack, like around the waist, that kind of a thing. But I've been loving the really casual, like just draped across your chest kind of style. That's how I wear my Louis, my Sex Tour. That's how I wear it literally all the time, is across the chest like this. I absolutely adore it. And again, hands-free. I'm about it. Oh, this one. Velvet/velour. I think you all know how I feel about this one. I don't think there's a bigger no for me. I really don't. And this is not just because it's a trend and I need to be contrary to the trends. Like, obviously there's trends that I've enjoyed, but the velvet and velour thing, like the crushed velvet especially. Yeah. Oh, it like cold sweat. None of that. Do not put crushed velvet or velour anywhere near me. I was never, growing up, I was never a Juicy Couture tracksuit kind of person. Thought they were kind of ugly, like, and I just don't like velvet or velour things. Like, it makes me think of a lot of not good things, especially like the shiny stuff, but then it also just makes me think you like look like Santa. And I'm just like, I don't really want to look like Santa. But like, just in general, even if you don't look like Santa, I don't like the look of velour or crushed velvet anything. And like, there have been some brands that I work with that have come out with some like velour and crushed velvet stuff. And I specifically say, like, when we get the brief of what's launching and they're like, what do you want? I'm like, don't send me that, because I will not put it on my body. Like, I'm just upfront and blunt about it. I'm like, I'm not going to promote this because I think it's disgusting. I mean, I don't tell them that I think it's disgusting, but that's my inner dialogue, is I think velour is disgusting. So I'm sorry if you like it. I hate it. And if you like it, rock the shit out of it, because I'm not going to be. So take that, have it all you want, kind of a thing. Take it. Oh, cottagecore. Oh my God, cottagecore has definitely been a thing this year. and this person that submitted it was not a fan. I don't fully know where I'm at with it. I think it looks really cute on the people that do it really well, obviously, but I just don't think it's my look. Like, I'm not a big ruffle fan. I'm not a big, like, I'm just dashing through the fields of daisies. Like, that's just not my look. That's not my style, but it's one that I can appreciate from afar. So it's one that I will not be participating in more than likely, but when I see it done well, I'm like, you go, girl. Medallion necklaces, big trend this year. I want to find one that I love, but I haven't yet. So it's one that I like can see some on other people and I'm like, oh yeah, that looks really cute. I like that on you. And then when I see it like on myself, I'm like, I don't love that on me. So I'm trying to find one that I like for me, kind of a thing. But layered necklaces too, that's been a big trend, which I absolutely adore. Tie-dye. Lots of tie-dye this year. That's another one that's very similar to the animal print for me. So for one, I find it best done in things like loungewear or athleisure. It's not one that I'm really wearing in my daily rotation of, again, that ready-to-wear closet. Like obviously you can see I don't really wear much print anyway, but done in the right context, done in the right way. I think there's a way to make tie-dye look, and see, there's a few different ways that I think it expresses, right? So I think there's the very vintage looking tie-dye kind of a thing, and then there's the more modernized version of tie-dye, and there's certain times when I've seen it in both contexts where I love it or I hate it kind of a thing. And whether it's tie-dye, whether it's acid wash, again, it's very context dependent for me on when I like it versus when I don't like it. I prefer it when it's done with neutrals. And again, like I said, I prefer when it's, you know, in a more loungewear or activewear type context. So there's that. Like for example, Balance came out with the Oasis collection this year, which had tie-dye shorts and leggings in it. And that was actually my intro to the bike shorts. So that was a context in which I liked it. I've seen some like matching sweatsuits, like sweatpants and sweatshirts that I've liked with it, not like tracksuits that are like swishy, but like, again, loungewear. So I think it's really context dependent for me, but I do think it can be taken a little too far, and yeah, it just depends. And next trend, bucket hats. I hate them. Somebody goes, can a word be considered an accessory? Because I am sick of the word cozy. I'm with you, girl. Even though I love a cozy vibe, I think we've overused the word cozy this year. We're not cozy, we're just forced to stay at home. Okay, I'm seeing this a lot. Cropped, overly oversized and cropped everything. I think this is definitely a thing. I think we have both. So I think we have very oversized, whether it's cropped or not, and then we also have cropped and oversized. So this is, again, another context dependent one for me. I run into problems with oversized stuff sometimes because like it's hard to find, especially like as a tall girl, it's hard to find ones that actually fit the way you're imagining they fit. Like a lot of times when you see somebody that looks really cute in the oversized thing, they're not a super tall individual. And so the purpose of oversized stuff is that it like drowns you, right? When you're tall, it's hard to find things that like drown you that are actually like longer too, if that makes sense. But then also I'm somebody that I have a small waist. And so obviously if I'm wearing like an oversized sweatshirt, that completely masks it. So another context dependent thing. Has to be the right vibe, but I did like when we had, you know, the bike shorts and the oversized t-shirt because I could go to the grocery store and because I was basically like wearing a tent, I could kind of be a little bit more covert and not be bothered by men, if I'm going to be really blunt and honest. And then overly cropped things. This one is tough for me because I am long. I am 5'9". I have long legs and a long torso. So when things are overly cropped, I already have a hard enough time finding like things perfectly cropped, if that makes sense. But now with things, you know, being super cropped, it's going beyond like, so with regular cropped things, I'm like, okay, this is cropped on someone else. It's going to be like a baby tee on me. Now with the super crop, it's like, okay, now it's not even a baby tee. It's like a sports bra kind of a thing. And so I'm like, I'm literally wearing a quarter of a shirt at this point. And like, I just don't like, if I can't lift my arms up without everything coming out, like I obviously can't wear it because guess what also was a trend this year is like, I ditched bras more than I ever have in my whole life. I'm not wearing one right now. And so if something is so cropped that I have to wear like a bra or something with it, like if I lift up my arms, I don't want to be flashing people, like it's probably a no for me. But I do enjoy cropped styles in general because if the length is right for me, it highlights my waist really nicely. And like cropped blazers, that can be a really nice way to have a blazer that's a little bit oversized, but not completely enveloping your shape, if that makes sense. So it's another one of those really context dependent ones. Okay, this is a good one. So this person said monochrome. I'm gonna add a layer to it. So monochrome and then also tonals. So monochrome is obviously the same color top to bottom. And then with tonals, it's the same like color base, but different tones of the color, if that makes sense. So if you have like a gray, having a darker gray and then having the same like base distribution of tones as far as warmth versus coolness, but changing the shade, if that makes sense. So keeping the same foundation of color and having the same undertones within that color, just different levels of shades of that color. I prefer the tonal thing. I'm not a huge like super matchy set type person. That's another thing where it has to be the exact right context. Like I love a beautifully done all white moment. I love obviously an all black moment, but with different colors, it just depends. Like the monochrome sweatsuit thing, I've tried to be good at it, and I think I've worn it like one time, and I was like, dude, I look like Frosty the Snowman because it was it was like a light gray jogger and hoodie. So it just depends. I just prefer the tonal thing. I also just like having a bit of dimension in my outfits. Like that's just who I am. Gold jewelry, I definitely think that became more popular this year, even though I'm like, dude, where have y'all been? Like gold jewelry is all I wear. Like, hello? That's all I wear. I just really like gold. I'm not a rose gold person. I'm not a silver person. I am a true gold person. What you like is totally up to you. We all know how I feel about the shacket. I love the shacket because it's a way, in my opinion, to do oversized in like a chic way if you want to, or it can be, again, super pared down. Like my H&M shacket that I have, or the Isabelle Marant one that I did get, which I can show you guys more of if you want. But like that can be dressed up or dressed down. And I cannot tell you, so I was wearing my H&M shacket. I went shopping when I was out in Denver, and literally I went into Aritzia and I was shopping, and multiple of the different associates came up to me and asked me where my shacket was from because they loved it so much. And I was like, dude, this is literally from H&M. And they were like, you're joking. And I was like, no, I'm dead serious, like on my life. And they were like, oh my God, it looks so good. Like just the vibe looks so good. I was wearing it with straight leg jeans and some like ankle booties, and that like elevated it a little bit, you know? But also how you carry yourself elevates it, or doesn't, it just depends. But I am a big fan of the shacket, and they also just keep you super warm. Like, sign me up. But for me, it has to be oversized and it has to be long. I don't like the like short shacket trend because I'm like, this literally just looks like a flannel shirt. It's just thicker, and that's not what I want. Sweater vests, you guys know based on my Instagram post the other day, I'm a huge fan of the sweater vest. I love a sweater vest over top of like a button down shirt with some skinny pants. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Hoops and Huggies have had a big moment this year, I feel like just varying degrees of hoops. I love that. I love the Huggies that are more like this or just like slightly bigger. I don't personally wear like really big hoops. It's just not my vibe. These are from Free People, but I am a huge fan of the just, they're still simple, but like a little bit bold in the hoop department, like the Huggies and the hoops. I'm about it. Shoulder pads. This is where we're gonna end it because we couldn't end it on a better note because I adore a shoulder pad moment. I have adored shoulder pads since before I could remember. And I vividly remember when I was in high school, I got one of the Kardashian collection for Sears shoulder padded blazers, and I was so upset when I lost it. I don't know how I lost it, but I couldn't find it because I promise you, if I had not lost it, I would still wear that today. But on that note, I am so happy that like structured shoulders and bold shoulders and clothing in general are coming back because I think that is one of the best trends of all time. And I'm very happy that we're seeing a resurgence in structured shoulders. And I think it can add just such a to an outfit. Like just a, like, yeah, I'm wearing bold shoulders. What are you gonna do about it? I'm just gonna carry on. That kind of a vibe to an outfit. And I love that. And it's like a statement without having to add something additional to the outfit. Like it's a statement in and of itself. Huge fan of the shoulder pad. Been a huge fan of it for a while. It's not a comeback for me. It's one that's been around for me. Like I'm never leaving it. That's one that's gonna stick with me forever. So shoulder pads and blazers in general. I feel like more people are wearing blazers these days, and that makes me very happy. So especially like a structured shoulder blazer, like give it to me all day, every day. Never let that go out of style, please God. I'm gonna do my best to uphold the standard. Thank you so much. So that has been our 2020 trends in review video. Leave a comment down below, like I said, what were some of your favorite trends from the year and some of your least favorite trends of the year. I would say my favorites have been the shoulder pads, obviously, the resurgence of blazers. Big fan of, big fan of the natural beauty look. Very about that. And very into just like pared down styles and routines in general. Love all of that. I would say my least favorite trends, the velvet and velour resurgence. We talked about that. It's an emotional experience for me that I don't want to go back to. So we're just gonna gloss right over that. I'm not a huge fan of the bucket hat thing. I'm not a huge fan of, we didn't talk about this one much, but like the super preppy thing, like you're not gonna see me wearing like a tennis skirt. I think some people look really cute. It's just not for me. So yeah, and if I'm gonna predict any trends, I'll predict one. I haven't sat and thought about this too much, but I think if there's one thing that's about to have a major moment, it's like chocolate brown, like as a staple color in people's wardrobes. Like I literally bought a chocolate brown nail polish the other day. I might put it on today, but I really think that's gonna be like a staple colorway that a lot of people start turning to more this upcoming year over just like the blacks, the grays, the tans kind of a thing. Because I feel like those are our main neutrals that we're seeing right now. But I think chocolate brown is really about to shine. So if you have any trend predictions, leave them down below too. That's it. If you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Find me over on Instagram. It's a fun time. I'll see you in the next one. And I hope you have a very happy holiday. Love you. Bye.